Pronunciation class.
Good morning, class. How are you?
We are fine.
How is the morning?
Fine.
Okay, sit down. Okay, today our lesson will focus on how to answer the literature questions. Okay?
Yes.
Form 4 literature questions. Analyzing the literary works. The NECTA question that we're going to solve today is the NECTA question of 2018, question number 13. It states, figures of speech are used not only to make the work of art beautiful, but also to convey the message intended by the playwright to the readers. Validate this statement using two plays that we have studied in this section. What are the procedures that we have to follow in answering this question? There are certain procedures that you are going to follow in order to answer this question. How to answer the question? First, you have to start by defining the term figure of speech, because that is the key word in the question. Okay?
Yes.
You have to start by defining the term figures of speech as a key word of the question. But secondly, the question demands. What does the question demand? The question demands the candidate to pick all the figures of speech which are used in the two plays selected. So the plays that you are going to select, the two plays that you are going to select, then you have to know the requirements or the demands of the question, because you cannot start answering the question without knowing what the question demands you to do. Is that right?
Yes.
So then you have to show how the figures of speech can convey the message to the readers. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the second point you have to note. And answering the question. I said before that when you start answering this question, you need to know what figures of speech are. So you're going to start with the definition of figures of what?
Speech.
Figures of speech. What is a figure of speech? A figure of speech refers to words or the phrases that possess separate meaning, which is different from the literal definition. So the figures of speech are used not only to make the work of art attractive, but they can also be used to convey the message. Are we together?
Yes.
So in response to the above statement, the two plays titled The Lion and the Jewel, which is written by Wallace Soyinka, and the other one is The Black Hermit, which is written by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. So we are going to use these two plays to answer that question. That clear?
Yes.
Okay, so in Soyinka's work or play, we have the figures of speech which were used by the playwright. Someone who writes the play is known as the playwright. So the playwright, Soyinka, used the following figures of speech to convey the message to the audience or to the readers of his work. The first figure of speech used in the play is this one here, the metaphor. Do you know what is the metaphor?
Yes.
How do you compare things by using metaphor? This is comparison of two unlike things without using the words like or is, okay?
Yes.
For example, when you say Ashura is black charcoal, it is straightforward. Instead of saying Ashura is as black as charcoal, okay? So in the play, the playwright used metaphor. For example, the play La Poule tells Csee, my heart bursts into flowers with my love. but you and the dead of this village trample it with the feet of ignorance. So the message that is conveyed here is that the love of Lakure to sin is a true love, and made his heart delicate by sin was unaware due to ignorance. That is, sin was in love with Lakure, but sin didn't realize that Lakure loved her. So the prelate decided to use the metaphor to show the comparison of love with the flowers. Are we together?
Yes.
That's why it is stated, my heart burst into flowers with my love, but you and the dead of this village trample it with the feet of ignorance. So the message that is conveyed here is that the love to sin is true, and this made his heart delicate, but sin was unaware that she was loved by Lakure. Okay. Yes. But also there is another way of comparing. You compare by using simile. Simile, when you compare by using simile, we use the words like or as. It allows the use of as. We call them comparing words. Now, comparing of two different things using the word as or like. For example, Lakure says to Csee, my love will open your mind like the chest laid in the morning when the sun first touches it. So the prolite conveys the message that men sometimes use flowering words in order to trap girls. Are we together?
Yes.
So that is a simile. Okay, that is a simile. So the message that we get is that men use flowering words in order to impress women, is how Lakure did. So the message is there, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And proverbs can also be used. The proverbs can also be used. What are the proverbs? What are the proverbs? You know the proverbs?
Yes.
The proverbs, these are short expressions of popular wisdom. For example, in the play, the prolite used this proverb. Old wine flies within a new bottle. That is a proverb. So what is the message conveyed by this proverb? The proverb is used to convey the message that an old man will grow or develop well if he marries a new or a young woman. So that is the meaning of that proverb, okay?
Yes.
And on the other hand, Ngugi Wasiongo in his work uses also various figures of speech as how they are indicated here. The first figure of speech used by Ngugi is personification. Personification. And this is found in the Black Hermit. You know the play known as the Black Hermit?
Yes.
Okay, good. So personification is giving the human qualities to non-living things, okay? For example, when I say the dog is crying, the dog cannot cry, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the play, Nyobi says, the best woman the village has ever born, as if the village can bear a child, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is. So this means that the village was blessed to have Tony, who is loving and a caring daughter in the village. But actually the village cannot bear a child. Okay?
Yes.
That is personification. And these are known as the figures of speech. The personification, okay, the symbol, the metaphor. These are the figures of what? The figures of speech. So personification is used, not only that personification has been used to decorate or to beautify, okay, the literary work, but also it is used in order to convey a certain message. A certain message is conveyed here. So the message that is conveyed by this personification is that the village was blessed to have Tony, who is loving and caring. That is the meaning of that personification used by the playwright. But also, we can see the use of parallelism from the word parallel, okay?
Yes.
Parallelism is used, parts of the sentence are grammatically similar with the same construction. For example, in the play, Thorn says, in the Black Hermit, Thorn says, "Goodbye, mother. Goodbye, father. Goodbye, my village." There's a repetition of the word. Which word is repeated?
Goodbye.
Yeah, there is goodbye, goodbye repeated. That is parallelism. So the message which is conveyed by the use of parallelism is that Thorn is seriously tired of being lonely, and therefore she says she wants to kill herself. So when she says goodbye my village, goodbye my father, goodbye my mother, it means she's going to do something bad. And actually, she committed suicide. I think you remember.
Yes.
She went to commit suicide, but before she committed the suicide, she had to say a farewell to the village, that I'm going to leave. She could not speak straightforward that she was going to commit suicide, but according to the playwright, by saying goodbye my village, goodbye my father, goodbye my mother, it means she was going somewhere where no one can go. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. And actually, that is literature. Literature sometimes can have hidden agendas. Okay?
Yes.
But we as literature takers, we know that the purpose of saying goodbye, it was like saying she was supposed to go somewhere, and maybe a place where no one can go. And actually, this can be seen in the book that at the end, Thorn committed suicide. Yeah. So the message that is conveyed here, is that Thorn is seriously tired of being lonely, and she says she wants to kill herself. But also we have another party which has exaggeration. Exaggeration of information means, it's like adding salt. It's like speaking something by, it's in a normal circumstance, it is not possible. But you make it be very large, while maybe sometimes just very small, okay? You exaggerate information. For example, I want to kill you by using a sponge. Can you kill a human being by using a sponge?
No.
It's impossible, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is exaggeration. Now, let's have a look to this exaggeration. In the play, the elder tells Nyobi, one of the characters in the Black Hermit, tells Nyobi, "Remy, your son and our son is the only educated man in all the land, exceeding in knowledge all the people, black and white put together." That is exaggeration, isn't it?
Yes.
You cannot exceed all people in the level of education. The black people as well as the white people. That is exaggeration. So the poet conveys the message that Lemmy is well educated and he can fail them in any way because he's very educated, knowledgeable, even more than the white people. So they cannot corner him anyhow. He has the ability of doing anything without them to realize what he has done. Because he has that knowledge and is very knowledgeable and he exceeds knowledge all the villagers. But to make it even more attractive, the playwright says he exceeds the knowledge the black people and the white people put together. That is exaggeration. Call it exaggeration. So exaggeration is not used in vain. It is used in order to convey a certain message. And the message that you get here is that the character, Remy, was educated. So we can get the message that educated people never fail in anything because they have knowledge, okay? Yes. Yeah. So that is exaggeration. So we have passed through all the figures of speech and the message. We have seen the message which have been conveyed by using the figures of speech. Now, maybe I would just like to ask some few questions. Can you mention the figures of speech which have been used to convey message in this question? The figures of speech. Can you mention them and describe them a little bit? The first figure of speech. The first figure of speech. Yes.
Metaphor is the figure of speech used to compare things without the use of as or like and others. In the book, metaphor is used to send the message to CD, where that's Lankule who told him that he was loving him. So metaphor is used to send the message to CD in that way.
Okay, good. Good try. Another one? Yes, good.
Another figure of speech is personification.
Personification, good. How? How has it been used to convey the message to the audience?
Personification has been used to convey the message to the audience, the one who read the novel. First of all, personification is giving something that's not human a human ability.
Okay.
For instance, in that novel, the playwright gave the village the ability to bear what it can't.
Good.
Yeah, they said the playwright told that the village has bore a caring and loving woman who is strong.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Another figure of speech used.
The other figure of speech used was singing, which it is comparison, using comparing things, any conjunctions, using things that can be compared, such as and like. For example, there we saw that this woman, Lakunle, said to Cindy, told Cindy that the love that I have towards you like flower. Yeah, he used the word flower, which means that the word flower, the word like, it was used at simile, used to compare between love and this flower. And then you see that these similes are mostly used to girls, to men, to impress men. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, another figure of speech used. Another figure of speech used to convey the message according to our question. Yeah, good. Yes.
Okay. Another figure of speech that was used was parallelism.
Yeah.
This is where parts of the sentence are grammatically similar with the same construction. Example from the play of Black Harvard, written by Mnewa. It's seen in a part where Tony says, "Goodbye father, goodbye mother, goodbye my village." This parallelism was used to convey the message that Tony was saying goodbye to father, mother, and village. It was hidden that she was going to commit suicide, but we can learn that from the saying goodbye, she was going to a place that no one knew, and that is meaning, and it means that she was going to commit suicide. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Another figure of speech.
Another figure of speech used to is proverbs.
Yeah.
However, you can see proverbs. This is a use of short expressions which were used especially by the old men to convey the messages to the society. In the novel, we can see that the proverb which was used, it says that old wine lives within a new bottle. That the message which was given was that an old man will grow or develop well if he marries a new young man.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let us clap hands for all those who have attempted the question. Let us put our hands together for them. Okay? Okay, factorial, 5 factorial, 5 factorial, 5 factorial. Let us go. Yeah, very good. Okay, so we have seen on how to answer the question. I think you remember the question, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, the question that we had here, this one here. The figures of speech are used not only to make the work of art beautiful, but also to convey the message intended by the playwright to the readers. So if you are asked to validate the statement, means you have to pick those figures of speech from the two books that you have selected, from the two places that you have selected. Validate this statement using two places that you have studied in the session, and give 4 points from each reading. So from each reading you have to provide how many points? 4 points from each reading. So if you use the break hammer, it means you have to extract 4 points. And the other plays, what is the other play? What is the other play? The Lion and the Jewel. From the Lion and the Jewel also you have to extract 4 points. So a total of 8 points. Okay. At the beginning I asked, can you answer the question? You said no. Now I ask again, can you answer this question?
Yes.
Are you capable now that you can answer the question?
Yes.
You know all the procedures of answering this question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think for today, we are going to stop here. And next time, we'll proceed on with another lesson on how to analyze the literary works.